We there?
Yeah, we're here. We're live. Hold on. Hello, everybody. This is Football Psych, and this is Coach Man Mike with Lord Sarge, who doesn't know the intro.
I didn't hear no intro.
You're not going to hear nothing,
Flashing
man. No
on my
sound to it,
screen.
man. It's just video. You got to wait to speak.
It was just flashing on my screen. I didn't see nothing.
Man, I'm going to mute you next time.
How you
All
doing
right,
there,
my
Coach?
brother. Hey, we got a dub week one. We're going to talk about the game a little bit. We've had, I know all of you guys had a chance to see it. Win's a win. Initial thoughts, Lord Sarge.
Man, you know what? Here's my honest opinion. You'll hear my insight from a fan's perspective. A win is a win is a win is a win. And I predicted the Giants would beat us, and they did not. So I couldn't be more happy for the team. It was a dominating win. Dominating. Um, and I want to get into a lot of our preseason opinions and what you told me and what I was thinking and how that transpired during the game. But I couldn't be happier about these guys. Wow.
For the record, I told Lord Sarge he was going to be wrong. We were going to win this thing. I'm so happy he's wrong because I wanted to win anyway, right? And you know what? We got a short week before we get ready for the packs. But before we get ready for the packs, let's break down what we're going to talk about this game. I'm very interested in your comments. I want you to get in there. Tell me what you think about the game. Tell me what it is that's on your mind. Who did you like? Who you didn't like? What did y'all think about Terry McLaurin's performance? What did you think about Bill's performance? Good old Jacory. What did you think about Jaden Daniels? I want to hear what you guys have to say. Put in your comments, and we will do our best to respond to you. All right. Well, let's get into it, Lord Sarge. So Pro Football Focus gave scores and rated out the top 5 offensive players that we had. Very interesting for you to note. Jaden Daniels got a rating of 83.9, which was our top rated player on offense. 83.9. And they are stingy with scores. So did you think Jaden Daniels was our top offensive performer?
No, I
Who
did
would
not.
you have picked?
It was Deebo Samuel, hands down.
So Deebo Samuel got a 71.7, right?
Krofsky Merritt did his job, but Deebo Samuel was just more dynamic, catching and passing, or running and passing, pass receptions. That's why I give it to Deebo. But Krofsky Merritt had a phenomenal. I mean, wow, right?
The Rook came through. And he definitely showed why, hey, you can send B-Rob somewhere else to the 49ers, and we're going to be just okay. I mean, he went into the game rated as the number 4 on the depth chart as running backs, but clearly they had a game plan for the young man. And so Deebo Samuel, I know we've been talking about him being a trickster type of player, but you know what? He was making an impact, and I didn't see a whole lot out of Terry week 1.
No, not at all. A few targets as well, right? They just worked Deebo harder. Which was surprising to me, to be honest with you. Do you think that's attributed to the fact that Terry didn't get a preseason in?
I think it could have been that. I think it also, when I looked at film, he looked like he was being double covered a lot, like they were scared of him. So I think that they were bracketing him and double covering him quite a bit. That being said, he wasn't targeted a whole lot. And Deebo was able to pretty much beat Deebo. Deebo was like Deebo of old in that game. He had all kinds of
catches, 5 years, right?
Trick plays and made stuff happen.
It looked like he lost 5 years. He came back. He came back excited to play.
What's interesting on this list is who came in number 5.
Yeah,
Chris Moore. Chris Moore was literally signed to the practice squad.
Yep.
He didn't make the 53-man roster. He was elevated for this game.
Yep.
And ends up becoming the 5th highest offensive rated player by PFF.
That's cool. And I agree with Jack. That one catch he had on the sideline was not only was it another Jaden Daniels absolute dime thread the needle, but his toe, it was an amazing catch.
All right. Well, we're going to take a quick little commercial break. What I want you guys to do is please make sure that you hit the good old like and subscribe button, share it with your friends. Please get somebody to attend this show that hasn't been on here before. Get your buddy to come on out. We would sure love to be able to see you guys out there and and have them come participate. You got buddies who like to trash talk football, bring them on the show. All right. With that being said, let's talk about defensive guys. Here's the scores.
Mm.
Wow, look at that.
Mm.
Javon Kinlaw, the guy we trashed in the offseason.
Yeah, he
Why
showed
did we
up.
sign this guy? And Will Harris, the guy we trashed in the offseason.
Yep.
And Eddie Goldman wondering, why did we sign that guy? Those are
Yep.
your top three guys.
Well, I'm surprised Deron Payne finished below Kinlaw, but looking at the first half replay, coaches replay, Kinlaw was all over it in the first half.
Yeah.
He was kind of, I mean, this defensive unit, what edge rush? Do we need an edge rush?
It's just
Do
like,
we need
oh,
it?
no.
Our
We're all
front
coming after
four,
you.
our front four destroyed them.
And
I've
I love how
never seen
three
Russell Wilson run that much.
and I love how three of the top five defensive players are all front defensive linemen.
Yeah. Yeah,
Just
it's
crushing it.
crazy. It's
Who
crazy.
do you not see on this list? Von Miller.
Yeah, oh yeah, Von Miller was non-existent. I heard his name called one time during the game. I was at work actually. I only heard it one time and he didn't do anything.
Yeah. And our corners, none of our corners hit the top five. I was surprised. Lattimore didn't hit it. Sinistro didn't hit it. Amos didn't hit it.
But they were in the game though. They were
in the game, and they were in there doing their thing, but they didn't grade out as high as what I would have thought. Jeremy Reeves is a backup safety.
Yeah.
So and he graded out really well when he was on the field, which I found interesting.
And Lattimore was up to his old. One, it looks like he got his form back, and two, he's still a nasty player. He's still playing dirty. Still playing dirty.
Yeah,
but he's back, right? He's back with hands on anyone. So
you know what he kind of reminds me of? He kind of reminds me of when we used to have D'Angelo Hall, just kind of a little nasty.
Yeah.
A little nasty, and sometimes gets penalties and does stuff like that. But but pretty good when he's at the top of his game.
Jeff is saying, just give Vaughn some time. Just give the boy some time. He's a stud. Well, I didn't see them working in round one. I didn't see them we were so effective off the line. I mean,
maybe we didn't need him.
Yeah.
Maybe we just keep him fresh for a week too, because we might need him during the packs.
Yeah.
Playing the Packers.
I mean, we talked about, Coach, that he was going to be a situational defensive player anyway, right? And like we were so effective on defense, maybe it just was a lack of situations that they needed him.
And we didn't need that situation.
And let the man rest and be healthy because they're all old. They're all
old. You got to manage their reps. And if you can go weak and give them some rest and not have to use them, do it.
Yeah, Jack, I agree. Amos should have been on the list somehow. I thought Amos showed up. Yay! What a great.
How did Jeremy Reeves make this list and Amos didn't?
Yeah, interesting. So, what are those ratings based on there, Coach?
Number of plays that they do, whether they kept their assignments in the play, and you can tell PFF will break down the film and they're like, okay, this is the play. Did they do their assignment? Did they do the coverage? Did they read things right? What was their delay in response? There's a lot of things that go into that.
Oh, okay.
But they grade out the player on every play that they're actually in the game.
And that's PFF's rating, right?
Yeah. It's Pro Football Focus's actual rating.
Yeah, those are good stat-based ratings.
So they are very, very objective, and sometimes as a fan you can look at splash plays and go say somebody did something really, really well, and then you come back and say, well, what about the 7 plays they took off? PFF evaluates every play that you're in the game, right? So you're not going to get away with just a few splash plays and get a good rating.
So, stupid question. Could you have – so let's take 2 players. Let's take 2 corners. One corner, they both get 5 plays each in the game.
Yep.
And one corner gets an interception and a pick 6. And the other plays, he's out of scope. The other cornerback doesn't get a big splash play, but he's all over it, pressures or pass blocks, etc. Who comes out on top?
I would say most of the time it's not the pick six guy.
Not
It,
okay.
it'll be like that. A pick six is heavily weighted, but a guy who shuts down their player for 5 plays, and that's the 5 plays that they had, they're going to grade out really high,
Okay.
right? Because they did their assignment, they did their job, and they took their player and made him a non-factor,
Mm-hmm.
right? So
Makes sense.
yep. And then of course we got to go to special teams. Most people don't track special teams, but Trey Amos did make this list. Nick Bellore, which most people like, hey, he's a really old backup linebacker who never gets on the field on defense. We told you last year he was a special teams player of the year for the team and number one rated special teams player. Well, guess what? He started off number one again. He rates out extraordinarily high, and he made one heck of a hit on one defensive player. Like he leveled a dude. It was it was probably the hardest hitting, most brutal play of the game.
That's the one where they said, "Hey, we heard that up here."
That's where he said it. We heard that up here. That was Nick Bellore
Wow,
put that hit on that guy.
Here, which is hard to hear a hit in the stadium with the fans,
Yep, and they heard it. Like he cracked that dude.
Now, I'd have thought Reeves would have been the top of this particular list. I didn't see Yankoff at all. I know about Bellore and the one hit. And Trey Amos, interesting. You know who didn't make this list that I was surprised about?
Who's that?
Luke.
Luke was pretty much absent, wasn't
he? He had a great return and broke 2 or 3 tackles on one of the returns. And I mean, other than that, he was underutilized. Again, we were scoring. We had a running game. We had a passing game. So some of these guys, I think, will get more work when we get against some opponents who have a little bit more on the ball.
Yeah, probably. So that final score of the game was 21-6, as we all know. Absolutely beautiful score. I had to put it up there just so y'all can see it and salivate over it. A W is a W. It's nice to see. Holding the New York Giants out without a touchdown to me is wonderful. Y'all know I like playing Madden and stuff like that. That wasn't my Madden score. Giants scored a couple touchdowns on that one. But for us in real life to hold them to 2 field goals, amazing job. Good job on the defense. Huge clap for that. Offensively, for not having Terry McLaurin really in the swing of things, coming away with only 2 receptions on the day.
He really was on a
got the ball in the end zone 3 times.
Yeah.
So happy with that.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot better than we started the season last year when we played New York Giants. And the only reason why we won was because they didn't have a field goal kicker.
Yeah, or we'd have lost that one.
And the only
I never did hear from Shaq. What was the flyover? Did we actually have jets this year? Or did we get a supply ship again?
I don't know. If somebody else was there or Shaq's listening, I mean, chime in. Did we get what was the flyover like? Because that's game 1 last year. We had a tanker flyover, which is boring as anything. we had to have done better than that this year. Can't believe we had a tanker flyover.
Oh, did I light up the channel with that? The Commander's help channel with that one about how disgusting that was. Oh man!
It's like, why bother if you're gonna have a tanker flyover?
Unbelievable.
Like,
so Coach, I know we have a 21-6 win, but that isn't the story. That really isn't the story of the game.
What's the story of the game?
In my opinion. Well,
tell me the story of the game for you.
And I know, rarely do teams have 200 yards passing and 200 yards rushing as a team, right? That's not a common stat. If you look at a pure stat perspective, we look insane. But what I would tell you is that the Giants got 3 sacks. The Giants got pressure on Daniels. And from a play calling perspective, which I thought the play calling was really good offensively in this game. I really did, except for one glaring thing. Daniels' proclivity to roll to the right. so many plays rolling to the right. Somebody's going to pick up on that and shut it down.
I think
Um,
that's the reason why he got sacked a little bit. And I will tell you, the right is not the strength the left is, right? So if you go to the left and you're on the side of Tenzel and you're on the side of Brandon Coleman
mhm.
with Badaz in the middle, that's the stronger side. We've got a rookie on the right in Connerly, and I'm sorry, Allegretti has and always will be garbage. I don't know why he's on the field.
Yeah.
I so badly want Cosme back. I want Cosme healthy, and I want him back in the lineup and Allegretti on the bench,
Mhm.
right? Um, so we need to continue is to like the rookie's going to get better. Connolly will get a lot better by week 4 or week 5. That guy should be in form. He basically school's in session for him right now. Welcome to the NFL, and he's going against some elite edge rushers.
Yeah,
So
his
he's
first
being
game
schooled.
against a Pro Bowler, right? I mean, he was up
Yeah,
against a Pro Bowler, and it showed, which we expected, but they still rolled Daniels out to the. So it was
and I don't
interesting.
understand that.
It was
That's kind of
interesting.
like you should know that that's your weak side kind of thing.
Yep.
Like, how do you feel comfortable going that way?
Yep.
Um, really, if I, for me, I automatically would know like Allegretti's the weak link on the line,
Hmm.
so I don't want to do anything right anyway.
No, that's true. Hey, Jack says we haven't won that big since '79 by that deficit first 3-game win against the Giants in 1999 through 2000. Wow. Okay, that's interesting.
79. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh! Like I was a
So
little twerp then.
so watching the game, it was a very lopsided first half, right?
Yeah,
Like literally, I don't know what the Giants planned. I don't know who didn't show up, but they had no clue what they were doing on off. We literally they were like a colander with holes that big, and to drain the lettuce. We were just in the back all the time. Then we went to halftime and came out, and things definitely changed. They definitely planned,
right, right.
and things slowed down massively in the second half for our offense. Now, not we put up a ton of stats, right?
Right.
Without putting up points behind it. So they definitely showed up like I thought they would have showed up that way in the first half. That was what I was expecting, thinking that we would have a much more difficult time. But I'll be honest, no Terry, no Luke Skywalker, right? It was just Debo.
Well, that's a great segue. Let's look at some of these stats. So right here, I mean, you're going to have to be on the big screen. You're going to have to look at it. If you're trying to look at it on your phone, you're not going to be able to see this.
Oh yeah,
But if you're looking at it on the big screen, you should be able to see it just fine, right? So total yards, we dominated with 432 yards to their 231. Passing, like Lars Sarge just said, we were over 200 yards as well as rushing over 200. The great thing about that, we held them to 74 rushing yards. That's outstanding. And our yards per play, we had 6.6 and another 3.7.
Mm-hmm.
What an amazing, like statistically, our team did really, really well. We outplayed them in first downs. Third down efficiency wasn't so
Third
great.
down
We didn't do
efficiency
anything
was
on fourth down.
horrible. It was horrible.
Right. The sacks that were mentioned, that you mentioned, were there. The big story about this one is look at the penalties. You told me, you and I talked about this off the air about how bad we were in the penalty department. 12 penalties
Awful.
for a total of 89 yards.
So, Coach, that's what I was when you and I had been jaw jacking about the team, and I was moaning and complaining that the starters didn't get enough playing time, and I didn't think they were doing jack in practice either. Hour and 45-minute practices, and they're done. During I was like, come on, man, these guys are not going to be ready. They're not going to have the discipline. And I thought the opposite about the Giants. Watching their preseason, they look disciplined, they look sharp. And while it didn't show up in the score in the game, although I think we could have scored more points, it's certainly 89 yards of penalties and stupid ones at that. It showed up in the penalty stats, right?
Yeah,
And it
and
didn't
maybe
hurt
this
us.
is where they assumed the risk, right?
Yeah.
Like, hey, I know we might come out a little sluggish, maybe a little sloppy, but It was clear to me that Dan Quinn's strategy was I want to evaluate talent. I don't care what the scoreboard is in preseason. I'm here to evaluate talent and
Right.
talent only. And then it was clear he wanted to bubble wrap his players because he wanted everybody healthy week one. And you know what? Everybody's healthy week one.
Totally
In
true.
the past, we've had like a dozen people on the injured reserve list before the season even
Yeah,
starts.
that's totally true there, coach.
And he
You know,
didn't want that.
I can't fault that. And thank gosh we had us, we got to beat up on an inferior team talent wise, but their defense showed up. Their defense did show up. Their offense didn't. While they had plenty of chances. Oh Lord, our defense. What happened? We got a defense. Like like what?
See, I always
What?
knew that Eddie Goldman, from his time from Chicago, that he would be a contributor. We know who Deron Payne is, right? We kind of knew what we had there, but I didn't see enough of Johnny Newton on this one, but we know we got him, and he's going to be an impact player through the season.
Mm-hmm.
The one that we bashed on a lot was Kinlaw. Like we didn't understand why we're paying him $15 million a year, and he showed up this game.
Wow, did he ever? Yeah. I kind
Like,
of had I kind of had to shut my mouth. I was like, okay, they keep calling his number. Wow.
and
And
you know
watching the
what?
film, holy
The
moly.
biggest issue we had last year was we could not stop the run.
Yeah.
And they brought in a guy like Kinlaw because they're like, he's going to be able to help shut down the run.
Yep.
He's only one player, but we needed somebody to help us out in stopping the run. And we held the Giants to under 100 yards.
Yep.
So if we can consistently do that, then it was the right thing to do.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, I totally agree. And I had said, it looks to me, it looked like well, I don't know what I said. I was bowled over by the strength of the D. I was really, really bowled over by just how effective our front was. Just wow, 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 wow.
I hope we keep that up because we need
Yeah.
it.
I thought
And if we keep that kind of pressure up, it should be able to make a lot of our secondary and even our linebackers be able to
stronger.
make plays.
Yep.
It should be able to make them make plays. And so I'm very interested. It's a short week. We're going to go against the Packers on whether or not we're able to follow that up. It'll be
Well,
interesting
I'll tell
because
you,
they're going to start game planning for it.
after watching that game, I was doing this. Come on, Philly. Come on, Barkley. Especially after watching what Dallas did to hold Barkley out. I was like, you know what? Barkley might have an interesting. I don't know what we're going to do about Jalen Hurts, but Barkley ain't going to run on us like he did last year. That was my thought process. I was like,
Yeah,
wow, this is impressive.
that's cool. That's cool.
Yep.
All right, so here's the overall stats that we have. Jaden Daniels passed for 233 yards and a touchdown. That's pretty sweet. We'll take it. The big story here was our four-string running back, obviously Bill, other known as Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt. Only 10 carries and he rushed for 82 yards and 8.2 yard per carry average and scored a touchdown. Nice little sweep to the outside he made. Really nice.
That might be the best. That might be the best in the NFL this week, actually. Average yard per carry.
Yeah.
Except
and I'm just kind of happy Jane Daniels wasn't our leading rusher, but he sure was up there.
Well, Coach. So there's another criticism that I have. So just looking at the first quarter and a half or so, the first two, Jaden Daniels tucked it and ran 4 times and didn't slide any single one of them. Ran and took 3 hits out of those. Ran out of bounds on 1 and took 3 hits. And I was shaking my head going, here we go. Just like he forgot. No discipline. What are you doing? Why are you doing this? And we got lucky. He got clocked. One of the ones I saw. Now, that's not the whole game. That was just the first half, right? But I thought it was dangerous play.
Because if we get him hurt, it's going to be RG3 all over again. None of us want that, and it'll put an end to our season if he gets hurt. I'm sorry, but our backup quarterbacks cannot get it done. We need Jaden Daniels, and we need him to be healthy for the whole year.
with the number of weapons we have on offense, I did not understand why the playbook still has called quarterback runs in it.
Yeah. Yeah. They
Why?
always had these RPOs in there, and we don't need it.
Nope. I don't think I think we need to get away from that.
As a matter of fact,
Or if
all
we're
your
going to
little
call it,
trickster plays, you could have Debo run a lot of those things. You could do so much now that we have the depth and the playmakers that we have. I agree with you, Large Sarge. We don't need him running.
that was the only criticism I'm going to give in game, game plan calling and putting it in the playbook, because the kid wants to play. I get it. He sees it. He's good, but he's just too small. His number is going to come if we keep doing this. His number is going to come up.
Yeah, and he'll start aging quick
Mm-hmm.
by taking those hits. I mean, where we just want our quarterback to have longevity in the league.
Yep.
It's been it seems like forever since we've had a franchise quarterback. If we've ever really truly had one in the history of the Redskins,
Yep.
right? Because it could be argued, have we ever really truly had one?
Yep.
Because when you look at the shelf life of our quarterbacks, I don't think any quarterbacks lasted more than 8 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
And today, if you haven't been a quarterback more than a decade, were you really a franchise quarterback?
Yeah. Really. Right. Yeah. That's kind of the measuring stick, huh? I'll
Yeah.
tell you something else that goes to this lack of preseason that I kept harping on. I watched a lot of Jaden's passes. I was looking very closely,
Oh
and
yeah, you did. We
through
talked about
through
this.
through the first half, and I'm just going to talk about the first half. He was dead even on throwing a dime on the numbers or throwing behind the receiver.
Hmm.
It was five. It was 7 behind and 5/6 on the money, and I attributed that to him not having appropriate practice in the preseason. Um,
Mm.
because his receivers are fast. They're fast. And
Right.
Debo, I mean, I don't know what kind of motor or I don't know if he had some Red Bull or six, I don't know what was going on with that guy, but he was a lot faster than I thought it was going to be. I'll be honest with you. But I saw a lot of catches where Jaden should have been hitting someone a step ahead so they could run into the catch and keep going. And instead, they were running and having to turn behind to pull the ball in. And, thank gosh we didn't have a lot of drops, right? Because our guys got hands. A lot
Yep.
of the other games I saw yesterday where I saw the same thing, drop city, right? We
Yep.
didn't seem to
Well,
suffer
we'll
that.
get to that. We'll get to receivers here in a little bit. What I want to talk to is who's not on this rushing list. Is you did not see Chris Rodriguez on this rushing list.
Yeah, they didn't have him in one play, did they?
And I find that a little shocking. McNichols getting 4 carries and Chris Rodriguez getting none.
Mm-hmm.
And Austin Eckler, who came in this game as the starter, being limited to 6 carries when you have a 4.3 rush per carry average.
Mm-hmm.
I find very interesting. Like all of our running backs, their rushing average is over the 4 that you're looking for, and they all did well, right?
Mm-hmm.
Over 200 yards rushing. We probably could even rush more with how well the running games were going.
You would think, right? You would think.
Yeah, when I have that kind of yard per carry average, I mean, it's like freaking ground and pound a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Wear out that opposing team's defense. So let's talk about that receiving because you got into that a little bit. Debo with the nice 7 receptions for 77 yards. The
Amazing.
touchdown he made was on the Russian one that he did on the oop-de-oop. But Terry McLaurin being held to 2 receptions for 27 yards. Wow.
Now,
That's
you think he was held, or they just didn't scheme him in, or he was double covered? I really didn't pay attention if he was double covered or not.
he was double covered a lot. They bracketed him a lot. They double covered him a lot. They did do a lot to shut him down, but he wasn't targeted a lot either. And it didn't look like they really schemed him to be open. And that could be because we haven't had a lot of opportunities with him being on the field to work with them in the offseason to do that. But
I didn't see him stretching the field.
yeah.
Matter of
So
fact, the
we'll see.
commentary was talking about how Jaden wanted to work on his mid-range passing game, and that seems to be where all the ball was, mid-range.
And I'm fine with
Mid-range
that
work.
because Terry McLaurin should be locking in those mid-range passes too. I
Yeah.
mean, Terry McLaurin's a guy who can do it all, but it seems like you can definitely tell for Debo being new to the team that he worked on his offseason with Jay and Daniels.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean it shows, right?
Yep. Yeah. I definitely felt it did.
And it seemed like Zach Ertz was all over the place. And to look at this statistically, for him to have 3 receptions, I mean, of course, the touchdown, but like he was in on a lot of plays. So like
Yes, he
Zach
was.
Ertz looks like he's in good shape. He's good to go.
So the surprises here for me are where is Luke?
Luke
Why
was
was
not
Luke
targeted
not involved at all?
at
Where,
all.
where's Benson up?
Where are you, buddy?
Where's Bates? You know,
Well, they use Bates mostly to block.
yeah.
He's almost a fullback
I
at
mean,
this point in his
that's
career.
8 different receivers. Okay, I like seeing Lane in there. Lane
Yep.
had a good grab. I thought he had some hands. Right, Noah Brown,
Yep.
who strangely enough had that coming in. They held him out because he had the kidney injury, and they put him as the number 6 receiver. So I didn't know if he was even going to get the start. I didn't even know about that until before the game yesterday about the kidney thing that they let out of the bag. Right, these guys
Yep.
bruised kidney. So I was
And
like,
there's that Chris Moore again, who we elevated from the practice squad, had a huge 34-yard catch.
Yep. So, very interesting. Very interesting.
Let's take a look at how we looked on defense. Bobby Wagner leading the way on tackles and assists, blowing that up. In the
Martin
sack
was outstanding.
department, Lawrence Armstrong came away with a sack. Of course, Deron Payne came away with a sack. No turnovers, though. Neither side turned the ball over.
Yep.
And so, obviously, we want to be in a situation where we can create turnovers defensively and be able to make some big plays happen. But that wasn't the case on this one. But we'll see what happens on Thursday Night Football.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. We're gonna. Yeah. Thursday night's gonna be a challenge. We'll get into that. But that's not gonna be the Giants. After what I just saw. Oh boy. Oh boy.
Yep. So let's talk about it then. So next up, Thursday night, very, very short week. It's us against the Pack, and we are doing it in Lambeau Field.
And we're doing the game from Florida. I'm gonna be there.
You're gonna be here in Florida with me. So you're gonna come on down from Virginia, fly down here. We're gonna be doing some scuba diving while you're down here. But Thursday night, we're going to be at the
home front.
Boys.
We're gonna go to Fat Boys. All right, we're gonna do some wings and some beers and watch the game at Fat Boys.
Yep, we're gonna watch it on the big screen. It's the only game on, so they're gonna have the volume turned up, and we're gonna watch it on the big screen, man.
Oh boy! Oh boy!
Oh
boy!
And Jocelyn over at the dive shop, she's a big Packers fan. We're gonna rub it in her nose.
Oh boy!
If we win, otherwise we're not saying nothing.
Is she gonna be there? Is she gonna be there?
Well, not at Fat Boys, but when we get to the dive shop, it's either we're going to be rubbing it in her face or we're not saying nothing.
Before the game.
Yeah.
Oh, because if we win, she might charge me more. Oh, that's too funny. Oh, so listen, man.
You got to show up to the dive shop with all that stuff on. She'll be mad at you.
I'm not, my number one team is in fact the Lions. And the Commanders are my 1- team, right? I've been a Commanders Redskins fan my entire life. I actually got a disease about 20 years ago, a family inbred disease, and became a Lions fan, and it just overcame me. So I still haven't found a cure, but nonetheless, watching that game, I discount anything that the Lions, that everyone's saying, oh, you lost your OC and you lost your DC, and I don't care. They have good coaches in behind them. It's still Campbell's show, and they still retain most of their players. Where the Lions really went wrong in that game is the fact that Ragnow retired suddenly and unbelievably, and the interior of the line was horrible. Just horrible.
We're going to exploit that.
Yep.
On Thursday.
No, that was the Lions' interior line. And with the addition of Micah Parsons, who did not play every snap, by the way. But when he was in the game, almost every single play he was on was a pressure, and he did get a sack on Goff. Goff is Goff. I always believe Goff was a crappy quarterback, and he showed
Well,
it.
obviously, we gotta like. I don't want to get too much into that game, but
No. I'm just saying.
obviously, with Micah Parsons, we are going to face Micah Parsons,
Yeah, exactly my
and
point.
he's going to be an issue. And if I know him like I think I know him, he's going to want to be on the side of the rookie to come in. He's not going to want to go up against Tenzel. He's going to want to go up on the side of the rookie and
Well, they
game
moved
plan
him
to be on
around.
that side.
They moved him around just like Dallas did. I was really
Yeah.
impressed at how
Well,
Green
I'm
Bay
pretty
moved
sure
him
they
around.
will too, but he's not going to be as effective on the Tunzel side as he could potentially be on the Connolly side.
He
So,
made Penei Sewell look stupid a few times. Pro
well,
Bowl
that's
versus
Sewell.
Pro
That's
Bowler.
not Tunzel.
Yeah, Sewell's better.
No, he's not.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
No,
Yeah.
no, he ain't.
Yeah, he is.
No, he isn't.
He made him look. Listen, my point is, he made him look stupid. They didn't have an answer for it. And
You are talking about the defensive lineman of the year last year. So,
all right, yeah.
Micah
I know.
Parsons is the beast, right? We all know that.
But
The
the
Green Bay Packers we're going to have our hands full with them.
the offensive game was silly. It was good. And I don't know what happened, but Love came out of the box ready to go and they looked disciplined and they looked practiced, much more so than I can say what we looked like. Not to say that, a good week, this game was a good tune-up game for us, right? And we won, right? It was a tune-up, right? It was a really good tune-up. Let's see what we got on the field for the entire game. We didn't have any injuries. It was amazing, right? It's exactly what you want out of your first week, right? Everything we could have asked for, we got. The Packers just looked that much better.
So when we did our preseason prediction, we had us beating the Giants.
Yeah.
But I think we had us losing to the Packs.
I think so
too. Do
too.
you recall? Was that what we all?
I think so too. And I really think at Lambeau there is a chance. I'll tell you what, if we go into Lambeau and we beat the Pack, you talk about setting a tone for the season, for the entire season.
Oh my gosh, DC will go crazy.
So will the team.
Everybody will be going absolutely nuts.
So will the team. And like we just reviewed, we left a lot of weapons out of this game with the Giants. Von Miller was really a no-show. Luke was a no-show. Rodriguez was a no-show. There are more weapons.
Let's face it, Terry McLaurin was basically a no-show.
And McLaurin was a no-show. Yeah, exactly. So there are more weapons that we didn't even really scratch the itch on that we have on a power-packed offense that we have. And if we can pull off a run game and have 100 yards rushing, between all of them, if we can pull that off, this is going to be a really good game.
It's going to be good. We're going to watch it together, man. You and me, we're going to be there watching it, eating some wings.
It could be a great game. The Packers don't look like they missed Clark at all. Like, they look like they improved without Clark, which is psycho, right?
That's psycho to me. But especially when you don't have
Dallas on Philly look like they massively improved with Clark, right?
Right.
I mean, they handed it to Philly. They handed it to them.
That's still the most questionable deal of the offseason. That was the biggest splash move of the offseason. Was the Michael Parsons trade by far. And we're gonna criticize that trade for a long time. I'm just glad that we only have to face him once this year with Green Bay instead of twice this year.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. So
I'm thinking that trade, Dallas won that one. I really do. Just watching how they played Philly, I'm like, you know who didn't get better this year? Philly. The Giants got better, didn't show up yesterday. Dallas definitely got better, showed up this week, and we got better. All got older, but got better, right?
But Dallas still lost, didn't they?
Yeah,
Dallas lost to Philly.
Barely. They had a chance to win that game, and they were in that game. Right. And the defense was they just didn't have.
I'm not scared of Philly anymore.
Right.
And that's the only other 1-0 team in our division, right? Because the Cowboys and the Giants lost, right? So,
they shut down Barkley. Jalen Hurts, they didn't have an answer for.
Yeah.
And that's what we got to do.
And I think this is an important kind of note. Like, when it comes to Saquon Barkley, any player that's rushed over 2,000 yards has had a rough season the next year. And I think it's because of the
Really?
wear and tear that's put on the body and everything else like that. But we've only had, I think, and I'm pretty sure there's somebody like Jack will somebody go out there and look at, but I think it's only been 6 or 7 times in history that somebody's rushed for over 2,000 yards. And their following season has always been like a huge
Interesting.
drop off. So I would anticipate that Saquon Barkley is not going to be nearly as effective this year as he was last year. It's just too much wear and tear on the body.
I don't know,
He's
dude. No one touched him when he was running last year. I mean, he made the cover of Madden for doing
yeah. I mean, he was doing some crazy sick moves, man. The dude
jump hurdle, jump twist hurdles,
jump twist hurdles backwards and upside down, man. It's like all kinds of crazy stuff, man. The dude was
Don't
invulnerable last year.
don't
I
don't
don't
get me
expect
wrong.
that out of him this year.
Barkley looked good. He
Yeah.
looked like Barkley. It's just all of a sudden Dallas has a line and
Yeah,
they
and we
stuffed
have a
it.
line, right? So like the division
Yeah.
adjusted to Saquon Barkley.
I think we beat Philly this year, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I
Watching
think the
that
whole
game, I
reason
was
why
like,
we
"Oh, we're
got
going to beat them."
Kinlaw, I think the whole reason why we got Kinlaw and the whole reason we got Goodman, is we got to shut down Saquon Barkley.
Yeah. And
So
I think we might have found the key to beating Philly, because it's not going to be
I
a
have.
points issue, right? It's not going to be us unable to score points. We averaged just over 29 points last year. I think we might do better this year.
Yep.
I think I think we can get to 30, 31 points average. I think it's very possible, which is hugely hard to stop, right? But if we have
Yep.
a defense to even
And I think we'll get there if we can open up Terry McLaurin with
yeah,
everybody else, keep everybody else operating there. And once you get Terry McLaurin like going insane like he normally does and putting up
mhm,
all the yardage and everything he normally does, because he always plays for over 1,000 yards a season. You
mhm,
get him really clicking and really going, it's going to be a lot for defenses to try to stop.
to game plan against, yeah. Yeah.
It's going to be a
Because
lot.
because if they just try to focus on Saquon or on Debo, they're dead, right? Because we have Ertz, we've just got other weapons,
That's
decent
right.
ones. Noah Brown looked really good again. So this is gonna. I'm telling you this. I'm so excited for this game. I cannot wait to get down there, get off the plane, and get over to the wing shop, because oh my Lord, this is gonna be a test. It's gonna be a real test, and it's a short week, right?
It's a short
And
week, but
and they're both
the
coming
way
off
I look
wins.
at it is, yeah, it's a short week for us, but guess what? It's a short week for them too. So, you got to
Yeah.
man up and play ball.
Yep.
And think about it this way: you get a longer week on the back end, and so do they,
Yeah.
right? So,
Yeah.
uh, it's a good thing that the short weeks at the beginning of the season. Nobody's beat up and nobody's tired,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
So, if
This is
you're gonna
going to
have a
be a
short week, have
very
it right now.
physical. It's going to be a very physical game.
Yeah.
We're really have our hands full with this one, in my opinion. The pack looks good. I mean,
I think
really
this will
good.
be the real test. How good are we really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? I mean, if we're able, even if we lose, but if we're able to like really compete and keep it close, or if we actually win this game,
Hmm.
I'm telling you, the pandemonium is going to take over.
Oh
Like the
my.
momentum is going to be
Yeah.
off the chain.
It's a statement game for sure, right? It's a
Yeah,
statement
like
game.
this is the test game to go like how good are we really? What are we really going to be like this year?
Yeah.
This is a game that's going to show that. It's going to either show our flaws or it's going to show like, oh, we're legit.
Yep. I mean, we have the Bears to watch tonight, but I'll see. But I'm already calling Pack to win the division. They just look I mean, Love looks stupid. He really, I mean, stupid in a good way. I'm just unbelievable. And he was hitting receivers that you really haven't heard names from that all look good too. Like they've got weapons, and they have a run game, and they've got a defense with Micah Parsons on it now. I'm just like, well, okay, this is good. This is going to be fun. This is going to be so much fun. I cannot wait.
All
Yeah,
right, baby. Man, let's get this thing going. Let's go. Let's go, Commanders. All right, baby. That's our show for tonight. We love you guys. Please invite a buddy to come join us in the fun. have them get on here and come chat with us. We love your guys' comments. We thank you guys. Thank you, Jeff. Thank you, Jack, for being out there, being loyal fans, and all you guys that participate in the show. We will be back on again next week. And until then, this is Football Psych, baby.
Woo!